Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Mischa Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. I got to remember to clear my throat and sip of water before I start my podcast episode. Good morning, everybody. It's funny, I've got so much hair going on right now that my headphones oftentimes don't hold to my ears. I have to push the hair out of the way, and that's kind of fun. I definitely need to work on my squeaky chair, perhaps. You know what? I'm going to grab my little sticky here and write one, get oil for sticky chair. I actually know where it is in the garage for squeaky chair. So I'm going to do that for squeaky chair. Super inspired this morning to do this episode because let's see see if I can figure out how to talk about it. So yes, of course, anybody who's been listening for an episode or two knows that I jumped in this 2 Comma Club X program with Russell Brunson. It's his coaching program. It's super cool. It's a year program, perhaps a lifetime program, but I committed to a year, and lots of work that needs to be done. And I basically jumped in brand new from scratch. So i.e. I've been a stay-at-home-ish dad for, I don't know, 5-6 years by now, or 5 years when I retired out of the mortgage business. Maybe it's 4 years ago. I don't know, somewhere. Let's just say 4 years plus, probably plus a year, perhaps. But 4 years plus or minus. Sorry, let's move forward. And so really just been focusing on my boys, holding space for them. Did some yoga teaching within that, some other random projects, again, working on this house that I stumbled across a couple of years ago. But so no, let's say, official job, business, career. By the way, I would usually egoically define it. That's not been in my sphere. So I jump into this program from scratch, and step 1, sort out your avatar. Did that. Step 2, work on your dream 100. So the people that are influential or inspire you, or you're interested within your topic or what have you, or what you're up to, call it what you will. And then create a content platform. And podcasting is obviously the one that I've committed to. A little scratchy throat. And then it's work on the summit. And the summit is, you've got a question or you've got a topic, and I've had frustration at all points along the way, or it's taken me a lot more work than I would have hoped or wanted to get clarity. So the avatar, right? Sorting in that perfect person that I want to work with or can help. So definitely pain points. Was finally able to get clarity on that. Then it was the Dream 100. And so I went forward too fast
to the Dream 100 without having clarity on the avatar. And so, the coaches and everybody within the program are like, you've got to get clear on that avatar, or the Dream 100 is going to be too hard and not make sense. It's going to be way too broad, or the meaning that you're trying to extrapolate from it is, and this is just for me, other people have different experiences with it, but of course you could apply this to so many things. But so sure enough, as soon as I was willing to find the specificity on the avatar, um, Dream 100 was fairly easy, or easier. Still a lot of work, but work that was enjoyable versus extremely painful. So then it comes to the summit, and the summit topic. And so when you do the summit, you get the next step is when you're clear on your topic and your question and subtopics, you start finding speakers, and then hopefully the speakers fall into place fairly easily as far as who you want to invite. So it's just at the creating the list to invite stage. Perhaps you're not even inviting anybody yet. And so I was interesting because I thought I had the topic nailed down, and then the question nailed down, like the question that I wanted to help answer for people, including myself, and then also the subtopics. And so I pressed forward to speakers. And my main big hurdle up to this point has been, every time I try and create the speaker list, it's been incredibly painful. Like it just feels like it's sucking the life out of me, taking hours of my time to get nowhere. And basically it's like I got to get back to the topic, and I've got to get back to the question. And so around this, the topic and the question is, what are the feelings that people are having that we're trying to solve, or we're trying to nail down? Let's see, what's another way to say it? I'm looking at, I have started this, the symptoms. There we go. Point your finger at the symptoms. I was ordered, Mischa, point your finger at the symptoms. I started this pages document, like a Word document. Little side note, I was a Microsoft guy for many, many, many years, just in the business world. So used to Word and numbers or Word and Excel. So all this experience with Word and Excel, and lots of Excel too. And so as I don't know, got a Mac back in the day. I've had a Mac for a while now, 10 years, or I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. Yeah, it's 10 years, let's call it. Started, jumping on Macs, and it's incredible how my brain can still go to Excel and Word and be frustrated with the Apple numbers and pages. Like, just make it all the same, you sons of bitches. Anyway, because I've been playing on numbers. I've been creating a list of feelings on numbers. And I was creating it in Word, and then I was moving it over to numbers, comma separated, comma delimited, or separated values. Used to be so easy for me back in the day, man. I was manipulating lead lists and names and in Excel, and like plucking out commas and doing all sorts of fun creative stuff. And then I'm kind of trying to do it in numbers now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot so much. And what I do remember is geared towards Word and, or Excel. Gosh, all these topics, these names. So complete digression, but as I'm revisiting old skill sets and and applying them to Apple products. And I'm already frustrated. Add a little bit of frustration more into the mix. It manifests in numbers. Apple and numbers, I hate you. Anyway, thank goodness for the Google search for that solution. Oh my gosh, complete digression. So I so it became very clear as I'm trying to point my finger at the symptoms and the symptoms of the problem that I'm trying to solve. And it's like, oh man, I'm not even like I need to like start labeling symptoms. And that was really interesting. So it's like, whoa, like I'm so far like picking speakers. Like, wait a minute, I gotta figure out what feelings are flying around, and so it's been an interesting process, and I just wanted to talk about it quick because I'm having all these aha moments, little bitch slaps, a lot of little god shot moments of like, hey, you know what? You need to go back a few steps. Like that's great that you've got your avatar Dream 100 and you're willing to do a summit, but like you gotta you gotta figure out what you gotta be able to talk about in real terms about what's going on. It can't just be broad stroke generalizations. I'm fearful. Um, you know, I'm my mind is stuck in this loop, right? I got to be able to 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 dig down a few notches. Melancholy. Uh, uh, I'm just looking at my list. Sadness, remorseful, like all these things that were going on. Depression, confused, and there's plenty of other. I'm looking at my mindset or my mind state 5 years ago or 6 years ago, coming out of another failed relationship. What I'm the list, I was uninspired, tortured. I was tortured in the mind. What were some other words that I had that were so good and so poignant? But as I'm doing this and writing this down and really digging in, like it's uncomfortable, but it's like, okay, I'm having a hard time talking about it with you guys now, but I think you get it. But oh yeah, here we go. Anguish. I was anguished and tormented in the mind, right? I don't know if anybody knows that space where you're just crippled, right? Like I wrote it down. What was I thinking now? And who knows where this goes? Perhaps somebody just smacks me on the side of the head and goes, "Why don't you go to where you already were? Stick with path of peace or whatever." But I was thinking how to survive a breakup or two and re-find inspiration. Like that. So I'm going, all right, that's an interesting space to be dabbling in. But I have all these anyway, shattered, sick at heart, sad, ruined. Oh, and the other thing, this was the other hurdle, and I'm really needing to address this too. It's like, all right, we have three main desires. Just take this as true. Three main desires that we're working with: relationships, wealth, and health. And so pick one of those desires that we're trying to, sort of help with how am I going to say this? So the message of the summit needs to point to the funnel that I'm working on that's going to be an advertisement for the summit needs to focus on one of those desires versus all three. And so I'm back to the specificity issue. Like, is it mental health? And is mental health in the health bucket? So these are questions that I have. But there's all this job stuff that was going on too. but then there's this relationship stuff. So I'm in this loop of trying to nail down specificity, trying to define terms, look at feelings, you know, what pain was there and what are we moving to, things like that. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I just, so much inspiration has been coming through, and I've been writing down all this stuff. I thought I'd share a little bit about it. So I think that's enough out of me today. I have all these screens open on my computer, so I'm trying to find the pause stop button on the Zoom recording. But having fun. More is slowly being revealed. Bottom line is I need to dial. I'm moving ahead too fast. I love that. And digging a little deeper. Peace out.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.